the features of Google Meet. So in the top right corner, you see, if you click on your computer in the top right corner, you'll see some people, like it should show some people and a 3 next to it. And if you click on that, it shows all of the people on the right-hand side. So me, I'm talking, Rick, Tyler Smith, who's not Tyler Smith at all. It's Tara. She's incognito or pretending to be somebody else. Up on the right there, if you click on the people, it'll show everybody who's in there. It'll also show you up on the right, there's that thing that looks like text message is chat. And I know Melissa and I were talking about the chat earlier today. My opinion, and so I'm saying this for your consumers, just like when you go to work, if they have rules, but don't have your cell phone out, don't have your cell phone out. Personally, when I teach classes, I don't think it's a big deal. Or if we're talking and, I want to send a message to Rick, like, this isn't true, but I'm just, your microphone is off. If I wanted to send a personal message to you, I think that's fine. But some workplaces really don't like it. So I say go whatever with what it is. If you're setting the rules yourself, personally, like I teach college classes online, I teach middle school classes online. I think it's fine if they're talking back and forth in the chat window, as long as it's not really off topic. With the middle school kids, sometimes get a little carried away with the poop emojis, and I might say, cool it. The other thing to know in the chat window is by default, it's sending it to everybody. So you might just be sending it to Rick saying, or, Marshall might just be sending it to Tara saying, where the hell is your mask? But that by default goes to everybody, even if you put Tara or Rick's name at the beginning. So that's a thing to know so you don't embarrass yourself. On the bottom, if you're using Google Meet on a computer, on the bottom, if you hover over the bottom of your screen, you'll see a microphone. So you can click on that to turn off your microphone. So now I'm talking, and when I'm talking, I know you guys don't see me. I know you didn't see me you didn't see it when it turned us off, but the cool thing is if your microphone's on mute, but you're talking, it will pop up with a little box that says, are you talking? Because you're muted. So that's kind of cool. The red thing in the middle is to hang up, so I'm not going to do that. And then the thing on the right is your camera, so you can turn it off there. Or you can turn it back on. Now, again, speaking of rules, if you're at a workplace, whatever they say, you have to go by. If you're setting the rules, personally, I think it's silly to say everybody has to have their mic and camera turned on. Some people say, well, I need that so I know they're paying attention. Well, just don't be so boring. And with kids, or with your consumers, maybe they're embarrassed by how their house looks. I mean, my office is kind of a mess, but what else? You guys know me. Maybe they have it on mute because they have a kid screaming in the background. So I don't hold to that, make everybody turn their camera and mic off. But if you are a consumer and if you are at work and that's what your boss tells you, just like the stuff where they say you have to wear a uniform or steel-toed shoes, you got to do it. So that's kind of the interface. If you, like I said, can you hold down or scroll your mouse to the bottom? Do you see it says Google Meet and Google Calendar? And then you see the mic, you see the camera and all that. The captions I find useless. You can play with them if you want to mess around with your kids. My granddaughter and I were messing with them last night, but the captions usually are really off. They're not Siri level, and I don't even like Siri. So they're pretty useless. The present now, that's going to, if you click on that, it'll give you the option to share your whole screen or to share a window or a Chrome tab. I never use the Chrome tab part. So let's do sharing a window for just a minute. Oh, Rick's presenting, all right. Okay, so Rick is presenting to us. All right, so if you want to click a particular window, it'll come up and you can pick whichever one you want. So I'm going to pick, say, calendar. So now at the top, it shows, it's kind of weird because it shows 4 people. So really there's only 3, but I'm there twice because I'm presenting. And at the very top, it'll show my presentation. And on the top right of it, there's like a speaker with that's red with a cross through it. If you're presenting, it doesn't give the audio by default. So like if you have a PowerPoint presentation or a video or something, they're not going to hear that audio. So that's worth knowing. Now I know most of the presentations you guys do, you guys are speaking. It's not like a video in the PowerPoint. So you could use this to do your orientations online. Like let's say, God forbid, that the coronavirus gets worse or the bubonic plague or something now hits America and you need to do your orientations online. You could use this and use your PowerPoints. But before you get the PowerPoint, I want to show you a couple of ways to schedule a Google meeting.